All right, hear me out on this. So, given that Golden is an established surname, right? Okay, so there's people whose last name is Golden. There's also people whose last name is Schauer, like Schauer. So, if a Golden married a Schauer and they hyphenated their name, they would literally be a Golden-Schauer. What a time to be alive.
Thrall's balls! They're everywhere!
Thrall's Balls. The World of Warcraft podcast with a dirty mind and a clean behind. Hosted by Bentolas, Gershom, and Wooly. What's up, swingers? From the TB headquarters on the foamy streets of Milwaukee, welcome to episode 35 of Thrall's Balls. Holy shit, we were just saying before the show that none of us really expected it to go on this long, so awesome. On today's show, we conclude the class and spec series of mixed drinks, ponder what could become of cross-faction shenanigans, and we draft the best WoW zones to have a party and or vacation in. I am Wooly, and joining me today is Gershom. We forgot to mention last week, but Bentolas, the sarcastic butterfly fucker, is out this week and next week because he had some real-life commitments he has to attend to. How you doing, Gershom? What's up?
What's up, my WoW brother? Hello, swingers. Yeah, hope you guys are having a good Monday. I'm gonna stop saying Saturday because it's Saturday now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Monday, because I'm trying to get the hang of that. Also, just to let everyone know, this episode has been brought to you by lemonparty.com.
What?
You may
it
go there.
It fucking has not. Oh, God.
Okay, all right. I'll settle down.
No, the fucking Golden-Schauers. It's the fucking, Mr. Golden-Schauer fucking.
So here's your deal, though. Would you, if that, see, you men, you have it easy because you don't marry anyone. You don't have to take a name, so that would never happen to you. This is literally a choice that would only happen to women unless it was a gay couple.
I actually have a friend from college who he and his wife hyphenated their names together. So
so he did it with her, like he did,
right?
He showed
like,
the same respect. Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna say their
right.
real names, but let's say his last name was Smith and hers was Brown. They are now both Smith Brown.
Oh, okay.
So it is
right.
totally possible there would be a Mr. Golden-Schauer
I think
out there.
The few hyphenated women I knew, for some reason their husband didn't do it. I guess that sounds a little disrespectful. Like if she's gonna do that, you should do it too.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I'm not a big fan of the hyphenated thing in the first place, just because it makes for a stupidly long last name. Like if you want something in the middle, maybe take the first syllable of one name and the last of the other and squish them together, or come up with a whole new name. Like instead of Mr. Golden-Schauer, you could be Mr. Piss Party or Goler, or I don't know.
I do not retract my Lemon Party advertising.
What a time to be alive.
Wow, we're having fun on 35.
Yeah, we are not even 5 minutes in, and we're making pee jokes. I love it. What have you been up to in WoW?
Not a whole lot. Kind of slow lately. I think everyone's feeling that way again. Gershom finally got melee, and that was actually my only new mount.
Nice. Oh, did I lose you?
I'll elaborate on that in a second.
I think your microphone cut out on us there for a second.
Am I here now?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Technical difficulties, swingers. I'm not going to cut that out, but, So last I heard was you say your troll hunter, Gershom, he got melee.
Yeah, and that was his only mount this week. He did upgrade his Lego like I talked about last episode. So he's got those Rylac Stalker's fangs equipped to his pants. So that's pretty cool. And then I've been working
equipping my pants.
Oh, come on. Well, hey, your house, your rules. Oh, and I've been working on my Falcosaurs. Other than that, I had a really, really cringe kind of noob moment, and I'll just talk about it like super fast. It's not a big deal. So once I finished Gershom's Lego, I went and I was like, oh shoot, no, Tokas needs to get hers too. So I started running Torgas. This is before we had the news that we could buy the Cinders. So I'm probably gonna wait and buy her the rest of her Cinders. But after she bought her it's called a bone shatter for hunters, so like her bone shatter pants basically, and her two missives.
I'm sorry, pants called bone shatter. You mean like skinny jeans that shatter the bone, like oh my god.
And you're not talking about shin bones, are you?
No, I'm talking about dicks.
Yeah, I don't know, it's an interesting
I just lay it out there.
For men. Yeah,
anyway, bone shatter pants.
Anyways, I got so here's the rest of the news story. So I spent basically all my money on that. I didn't have much. And I'm like, shit, I need money. And I remembered that at one point I'd had a paladin that I deleted. Why do I delete? I'm not deleting any characters because you'll see what happened. So I deleted her. I'm like, okay. And I sent all her money to an alliance bank, of course, which it wasn't a lot. It was like 140,000 gold. So I'm like, shit, I have an alliance.
That's a fair amount of gold there.
I mean, yeah, it's not nothing, but anyways. So, I'm like, oh, this is easy. I'll just transfer that bank to Proudmoore and give Notokas the money. You can't transfer a character till they're 10, first of all. I'd never really done a lot of transfers, so these rules were new to me. And anywhere between levels 10 and 40, you can only send like 75,000 gold. Once you hit 40, you can send over 100,000 gold to like, I think whatever you want once you hit like 40 or something. Or you have to hit 60 and then you can transfer like 1 million or something.
I did not know that. So
yeah, I didn't know. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you mean like actual character transfer from one server to another holding that amount of gold?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know it either. So I'm like, shit. Well, that paladin was 35. Let me get her back. So I go and I undelete her and got all her gear back, except, and I filed a ticket on this, and it ended up getting resolved, but it was pretty funny. I got all her armor back and did not get her weapon.
Oh.
Yeah, they forgot to send me the weapon, the helm, the necklace, and her rings and trinkets. Which I think she only had one of each because she was like 35. But either way, I didn't have a weapon. And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to level? So I submit the ticket, and it's like waiting. It's in the queue. And all of a sudden, I just had like the world's biggest light bulb go off over my head. And I'm like, I'm going to go exploring and gathering, bitches. So I went hardcore with no weapon and basically went all the way through Northrend. And then I kind of started out in Stormwind and like went down through the Eastern Kingdoms just for fun. Because at this point, it was fun to me to hit all the zones and see shit. And it was kind of turning into a thing. I'm like, okay, This is fun. So by the time I got down to Booty Bay, I was like a few bars from 40. And so I took the boat across to Ratchet and started flying around the Barrens, which, by the way, reminded me that I'm full on fucking horde. Like, once I was back in the Barrens, I'm like, this is home. This is where I belong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did ding ding, and the boat pulls up and all that like crazy orc yelling and like drums start, and I'm like, yep, that's where we're going.
Quick question, not to interrupt you, but for a weapon and maybe not trinkets. Do you have any of the heirloom items? Because you could have.
I've never really got into like heirlooms because I don't do a lot of leveling. Like,
sure.
I have my couple mains that I leveled out of grit, but like other than that, I don't have a lot of alts. Like,
I don't even know how you'd go get them now because they were in Undercity, and Undercity kind of got butt fucked.
Isn't there a vendor in Orgrimmar too? Because I did buy a few to get the achievement, because you get like a mount. That's how you get your chauffeured dude.
Yeah,
I said to pick me up during the heist.
I thought the one in Orgrimmar was just those old guild heirlooms back from when they had guild levels. I don't know.
It literally might be. Like, I don't do the heirloom thing at all. I'm just like, it's so easy to level now.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't feel like a big deal.
And it doesn't really give you bonus experience anymore either.
Yeah, and speaking of easy to level, I mean, that was like 2 hours of playtime to get 35 to 40, and that was on exploring.
Ooh, nice.
And so yeah, nice. I was done like that day. Like, I woke up early and I'm like, well, okay. So she's 40, so I transferred her to Proudmoore and gave Notokus all my money. And in the interim, I had gotten the hammer back from the ticket. So they sent me my hammer and my ring and my helmet back and all this stuff. And I made sure this time when I deleted her to keep her dressed so that I wouldn't have, because that was what happened, was for some reason I'd stripped her and sold all her gear. And so I had to ask for it back. She didn't come with all, you know what I mean? I had to do an item restoration too. So I fucked up. I was just being weird. It was fine.
No, it sounds more like the game fucked up.
That's fine. I think that was kind of all I did, to be honest.
Okay. Well, I sort of also deleted a character. Although this was last week before I moved Vestin to Proudmoore, my OG Warlock. I'm just going to call him Vestin or Vest from now on. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That name I had given to a Worgen Druid on Proudmoore, and he was like level, I don't fucking know, 40, 45. And I'm like, well, I'm not paying to change his name and paying for a transfer, so I just straight up fucking deleted the bastard. So, you know. And then I thought, like, oh, I can just try to restore him and maybe it'll prompt me to change the name. Nope, I can't restore him. They probably saw people trying to do that, like, in terms of bypassing paying for shit. So, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah, it happens like that sometimes. Oh, and one other thing I did was I just, I got, like, all my servers together. I was tired of having, like, characters kind of all over the place. So when I brought that Pally over and gave Notokus the money and all this stuff, I did the same thing for my horde. So I had been split between Malorn and Area 52 for a while. And I brought over my Blood Elf Hunter, which is basically my daughter's, but I play her mostly Mount Farm on her and stuff like that. And then my Warlock Choasbeat, both of them are 60, so they had plenty, you know, they could bring all the gold and all the stuff. So I transferred them over to Area 52, and I'm down to 2 servers, Proudmoore and Area 52 for Horde, Proudmoore for Alliance.
I wish I could get down to that, but I have some characters I do not want to delete and also do not want to pay to transfer, so I'm still spread out a bit. I don't play
a lot of alts. That's like four characters.
I play way too many alts. Like, Vestin he was my first Warlock, but because I'm leveling him, I fucking have 4 Warlocks now that are level 40 or higher. It's out of control.
It's not as bad as Hottie Chicken. She has like 38.
Damn. Jesus. 38. Damn. Oh shit, what was I gonna say? I remember. I logged on briefly before we started recording, and I saw you tune hopping a little bit. I didn't know you actually named a character fucking Butt Pit Bank.
Oh, from the old episode. Yeah,
that is amazing.
I even put it on the, oh, you know what? This might have been before we had the Discord. I think I put it on my personal Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but maybe back when, because this was early. This was like one of our first episodes together. Even I think it was just one of my tryout episodes. It was like 6? Was that my first episode?
I think that was the episode after the DNR guys were on Do Not Relent. Go check it out. Fuck yeah.
That would have been 6.
It might have been. I don't remember, but
and
I saw that and I giggled.
Speaking of the DNR guys, just real fast before we move into the mixed drink and the news and stuff, if you guys are listening to this on Monday, then yesterday was our esteemed one-time guest host. He is welcome back at any point, and he knows this. Happy birthday to Aaron/Growlina.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, Monday is his birthday. So tomorrow for us right now, but if you're listening on Monday, than it was last Sunday. Yeah, there you go.
The other thing I wanted to talk about before we move on from what we've been up to, is we previously were talking about a guild for the show that was going to be on Area 52. We had gone and made the guild. It was called the Swingers. Combination of a lot of things, but for reasons we'll get into later in the show, you know, cross-faction reasons, I wanted it to be on Proudmoore. Fully recognize that's a selfish choice, but I put it to the Discord and people, I didn't really get any objections, so it's going to be on Proudmoore now, Horde. And because every time I logged on to a character on Area 52 in that guild, people whispered me like, is this a sex thing? And I'm like, fuck no. Stop it.
Have you done it on Proudmoore and anyone's been a little more normal, or is that just like the internet?
Well, I haven't actually made the guild on Proudmoore yet. It's going to be called Swing Low. I am waiting to faction change Vestin to an undead, and I can rationalize that by saying he's the same person, he just got a little bit dead, and I'm trying to come up with a good backstory for that because that's kind of what I enjoy about the game. I like continuity. Like, it's not like, oh, guess what, he's a Volpera now, and I'm not explaining why.
Yeah, no, your headcanons make a lot more sense than mine do sometimes. Maybe that's why I don't play as many alts, because I don't storycraft quite that hardcore.
Yeah. Actually,
no, it's awesome.
So since I'm planning to make Vest my main in 10.0 or even 9.2.5 when it comes around, we'll see. I guess I'm a Horde main again. Woo! Anyway, let's move on to what are we going on to? What are we doing? What's the next thing? Mixed drink of the week, bitches. Yeah.
It's time for the mixed drink of the week. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Mixed drink of the week. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. So, before we get into it, please remember to drink responsibly and only partake of the mixed drink of the week, or any alcohol for that matter, is if you are of legal age or legal whatever to do so. You might notice I lost my train of thought before I said that, but whatever. We're on it. So, this is the final episode of the Class and Spec series, and we are ending things with Death and Decay from the Blood Death Knight. We'll get into what our next drink series is after we get through this one. So, Gershom, what do you think is in a Death and Decay?
So I made this before the show.
And just a reminder, I did mention last week that there is definitely Jaeger in it.
Yeah, no, I remember that, and that was my folly, because this drink was not very good. I went with a shot of Jägermeister, my given, and then a shot of vodka, and I went with fill the rest of the cup with equal amounts of orange punch, like Tampico or Sunny D. You don't want orange juice because you don't want that overly orangey, real orange flavor coming in, but the sugary orange punch, okay. And then the rest with like 7-Up or Club Soda or something, because when it was all orange punch, it was really thick. Like Death and Decay, yeah. So basically this thing turns brown and it's like a little sludgy. Not sludgy.
Slutty.
It's not that bad.
Sludgy. I thought you said slutty. I was like, how's a drink slutty?
That word is just making an appearance lately. It's just a little bit
it's
like
a little bit
thick.
slutty.
It's a little thick.
Made thick in the warm.
Yeah, so then like I poured it into like another cup and topped off the rest of that last half with Diet 7-Up, and that helped a bit. Like it helped like make it a little more like effervescent. So just to recap, it was Jägermeister, 1 shot each of Jägermeister, vodka, and then fill to the top with equal amounts of orange punch and something bubbly and clear. Your choice, club soda, 7-Up, whatever.
All right. Well, you got the bubbly and clear part. Well, not clear. You got the bubbly part right. I did think about doing a second shot of another alcohol, but thankfully I didn't, because after the show I have to go to the fucking Verizon store because my cell phone decided to turn into a brick. I don't remember being studying Transfiguration in fucking Harry Potter school, but whatever. It's become a brick. I got away from things. So it's just the one shot. It's a shot of Jaeger, Mountain Dew Code Red, and let's have a look. 6 maraschino cherries.
Okay.
Rather simple.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead.
I got too complicated, maybe.
Well, I wanted this one to be something you could feasibly make at a party with what you might find. So, like, my usual thing of, like, well, we're gonna dunk an entire fucking pizza into this drink or whatever. You know, the outlandish stuff that I sometimes do. Couldn't do that.
I was actually trying to make, like, a drink that was gross. Like, I wanted to get the theme right more than the drinkability.
Oh, yeah, I got ya. So, my cherries don't want to float, but that happens. All right, so I mixed them together, shot of Jaeger, Mountain Dew Code Red, and maraschino cherries. Over the lips, through the gums, look out, asshole.
It's probably really good. That is an Occam's razor, right? Like, the most easy solution is the right one.
Yeah.
I drink vodka and Sprite. Like, I don't make crazy drinks at my house. I drink, like, vodka and juice or, like, Sprite, and that's it.
So, you know how Code Red is kind of like a bright red color? Like, something about the Jaeger mixed in turned it the color of blood. So this actually
like
worked
darker.
out perfect.
No, it's because Jaeger's like black or brown, right?
Yeah.
It's been so long.
And although I did mix it a little weak on purpose, just because I do have to drive later, and like, oh, this is great. I like this one. This might be one of. I would put this in the top. I would put this in like the top 3 of the of the Class and Spec series.
Is it TB Con good?
Yes.
Nice.
So, to recap, Death and Decay is 1 shot of Jagermeister, Mountain Dew Code Red, and 5 or 6 maraschino cherries. Now, that does it for the Class and Spec series. We polled, like we put a poll out for what the next series should be, if we should do cities, like in-game cities, or raid bosses from Icecrown Citadel. And the cities won by an overwhelming amount. An overwhelming percentage. They won by 5 votes. Not a lot of people voted, but that's okay. We're a small show. So it's going to be cities, but we're definitely going to do ICC bosses at some point. And we may revisit the whole boss drink concept for other raids in other drink series. Excuse me. Just mildly dying.
You okay there, Truck Nuts? What's up?
I'm good. Nothing happened. Like, it certainly had nothing to do with the alcohol. The air is just dry. So, how we're doing this is we're doing cities. There is not a set order that we're going in. And starting with this series, we're going to start taking turns on who does the drink. Now, I'm taking the first one. And the focus is going to be on the shot itself rather than the whole drink. So, let's say, for example, your drink you had to make was themed after Chicago. You could put, like, rumplemints and tiny little bit of beer and maybe, beer. And maybe even vodka. I don't know. You can do a little shot glass, you mix it up, that's your shot. And then whatever you dump it into your mixed drink is secondary. So sort of how the focus for the Class and Spec series was like, what's the twist? This time, the focus is on the shot. So I'm going to be taking the first one, and then Gershom the next week, and then Bent the week after, and we're going to go in alphabetical order from there. So the first drink in this series, because I have first pick, is we're just gonna get the timely, topical pick out of the way. I'm just gonna start with Oribos. The drink is gonna be the Oribos. Yeah.
That's cool. I can't wait to do this. This is gonna be so much fun.
Hell yeah. So, thank you everybody for being here for 35 episodes to get through the Mixed Drink of the Week Class and Spec series. We're not gonna fucking do the thing where, oh, guess what? It's a new season of the show, even though there's only been a week difference. No, we don't really do that. Let's move on to WoW News.
Time for WoW News, motherfuckers.
So, we don't really talk about Classic on this show much at all, but I am gonna point out that there are free character transfers open for the Burning Crusade Classic, and that is for NA and EU. I don't really play it. I do have like a 40-something human warlock, but I don't know. If you play it and you want or need a realm transfer, check out the links in our show notes to the Wowhead articles about it, and you can see if your realm is eligible. There, I have done my duty and informed you that it's there. You're welcome.
Good job, Wooly.
Thanks.
You're the shit. Has anyone told you today that you fucking rock?
My coworker did, because I spoke Spanish to a customer, and I felt really good.
Very cool. Gotta love that.
The next thing, account-wide soul cinders are going to be a thing, which I'm not very surprised about. This is similar to when we were able to buy a box of soul ass, and it was like BOA. Now you can do it with soul cinders, and it costs 300 cinders. So, I mean, it's PTR, so that number isn't final until it's final, but that's probably going to be what it is.
You know, at this point, I know I mentioned earlier, like, farming the cinders with no tokens. So the first time I read this news, and I was like, this is insane. I can just use Gershom to buy her a box of soul cinders. Fuck Torghast. And y'all need to flash back to when it was like episode like 12 or 13 where I was like screaming about how much I love Torghast. Yo, fuck that joint. All my homies hate Torghast. Believe me. I'm done with that shit.
Old.
I'm done with that shit. It feels ancient. But I realized with despair that Gershom had just upgraded his Lego and had no soul cinders either.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, I'm stuck farming soul shitters. Why did Cubby Bub call them soul shitters?
I don't remember.
So I think it was soul shitters. Soul cinders, but I have like, according to my math, I have like 4 runs to go, which I can do in like an hour. So no big deal, just kind of like bleh, just a bleh moment.
Yeah. Well, if you wanted to go buy those soul cinders, it's on the PTR now, but when 9.2 goes live, you would go to the previously nicknamed Boner Smith Hermere, Bonesmith Hermere,
But
whatever.
if it was Boner Smith Hyman,
Boner Smith Hyman, that's
There you
right.
go.
And I wanted to make it the show title, but I figured that was too far over the edge. And I've already decided we're calling this episode Mr. Golden-Schauer. So, I mean, I feel like
But you're gonna spell it right? Like you're gonna spell it like the last name. Like,
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
okay, nice.
But anyway, I think what I'm saying is my perspective has changed a little bit. And I guess, gotta say fuck me, because that means we do still have a reason to go to Korthia in 9.2, and I was telling Bent that he was overthinking it, because we didn't have to go back there, and he's mad we can't fly. All right, okay, I was wrong. Everyone throw your tomatoes. There's
I'm
no
not
tomatoes.
even like, I'm having a really hard time getting Gershom to go over there and get his last Death's Advance Paragon mount. I'm just like, I don't even want to do these 5 dailies no more. Like,
Honestly, the best thing I got in Korthia was my corpse fly. I love that mount. I didn't expect to love that mount, but I fucking love it.
I actually like the, we can move on after this. I'm sorry. But, I got the, I got both of the little Devourer mounts. So like they basically use so one is from the Codex Paragon box, which I got on my first Paragon box. So I was really happy about that. I farmed out the first level of like post exalted, and my very first Paragon box I got the mount. And then there's another one that you can like buy with like rep or something. But they're these little, they look like the Devourers that they're like a raptor build. They have like a long straight tail behind them and a big like crested head.
Are they the ones with that weird hole in the leg?
Yeah, they have the
That
hole in the
freaks
leg,
me
and they
out.
have, instead of like where their T-Rex arms would be, there's like another head. I didn't realize that until I had the mount, and I was like, this thing is fucking cool. Yeah, it doesn't fly, but when you're in Korthia or somewhere where you can't fly for some reason, they're actually pretty cool. And they run, and I've always been a big fan of the raptor mounts, the way their like tails wag, and they have they just look very straight and like very cool. They high step it down the street, and I always like them. So those are basically what they made the Devourer mounts look like, was like the raptor skeleton with like the long tail. And
nobody looks as good riding a raptor mount as a troll. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that may be like my WoW infancy, you know, because I played trolls right off the bat. I had that Tauren that made it to like 29, and then I've been troll basically ever since. So I've always had like a soft spot for the raptor skeleton for sure.
So, moving on. Activision Blizzard's, I have a maraschino cherry in my mouth. Fourth quarter 2021 financial results were posted. They did not do a presentation or conference call like they usually do, and that's apparently due to Microsoft buying them out. And if there weren't something significant revealed in this, I wouldn't even be talking about it because I just don't care. Like, I find it to be boring. Maybe other people care. I don't. But, you can look for yourself if you want the details. I put a link to a couple Wowhead articles in the notes. But the reason I'm bringing it up is they mentioned within this that there will be a mobile Warcraft title coming this year. And I have no idea what the hell that can mean. Like, we already have the WoW Companion. But this sounds like something entirely different. Personally, and yes, I'm serious, don't cringe, I'm hoping for like a mobile pet battle situation. Because how fucking dope would that be? Like, you're sitting on the subway waiting to get to work, or you're taking a shit at work, and if you're not like fired for dumping in the cubicle, you can fucking play pet battles. You know? I'm all over that.
Oh, sorry, me too. Sorry. I think pet battles would be awesome. I think it would be fun to have an auction house, maybe, but
that would be a lot more useful.
But also maybe not, like / dressing room where you could like share stuff and like pretend to like T-Mog or something. Like, I mean, if Roblox can do it with Fashion Famous, I don't know, they could do it. But also, as a side note, every single article I've read, and it's not a lot, it was like Kotaku and IGN or something, basically said Warcraft is going mobile. And I'm not the first person to say this, but they didn't say World of Warcraft at all, and that scares me. Like, is it just gonna be like a little mini
Warcraft
RTS fucked up orcs versus humans game?
That
like,
would,
I don't know. Like, I'm not ever the negative person. Bentolas needs to come back. I'm trying to fill in for Ben and be like the wet blanket.
All I can think of is, what, you guys don't have phones?
Exactly.
So, another bit of news we got in a completely different way. It had nothing to do with the earnings call. We have now seen what the Vicious PvP mount is for 9.2. I've never gotten a Vicious mount, but I feel like I fucking need this one because it is the Vicious War Croaker. And it is like a armored Ardenweald froggy, and I need it because he's my hoppy poppy little croaky boy. I need him. So I'm going to be PvPing.
Do you have any of the frog mounts?
Yeah, I have the one you get from that rare in Ardenweald.
Yeah, I got. That's the only one I have. Yeah, that's the only one I have. They are pretty cool though. I like when you jump off something high, they look like they're like floating almost in the
Yeah,
sky.
I love it. And like their mouth is hanging open and they're like, oh shit.
And they eat flies is their special. Like if you just sit still long enough.
I love those mounts. So I might be doing some rated PvP to try to get that. In other news, chewing a cherry again. Sue me. Don't actually sue me. The Lunar Festival is now live until February 13th. So go ahead, go on in the game and go get your flower crowns and your dragon costume toys and the other stuff that I never really pay attention to. Honor the elders and stuff. And don't forget about Wendlow, you know, the water tiger boy. You can go get him if you want, if you have $25 or a 6-month sub. But speaking of, there's actually a Lunar New Year sale in the WoW store. So it gives you this is weirdly specific, but it gives you a 13% discount on the 6-month WoW sub. I don't know what amount that equals to, but whatevs. You also could get in this sale, I'm out of breath and I don't know why. You could also get 30% off the Burning Crusade Dark Portal Pass, Digital Deluxe Edition, and off of Classic transfers. Note, that's not retail. Like, you can't go from Proudmoore to Sargeras or Area 52 to Malfurion or whatever for 30% off. It's only Classic. Alright? Alright, and then there's other non-WoW related stuff like Diablo and who cares. But it's all out there. So go check out the links in Wowhead below. And yeah, have a look for yourself. So, here's the big piece of news. Cross-faction instanced content is coming in 9.2.5. And by telling us that, they also confirmed there will be a 9.2.5, which we all sort of suspected anyway. But what kind of stuff you can do is raids, dungeons, and PvP. For now, guilds are still single faction. And I was listening to DNR on my way to work, and one thing they pointed out is this ain't no Etch-a-Sketch. That's one doodle that can't be undid, home skillet. That's a Juno reference. So, like, they can't undo this. Once they make this a thing, they can't make it not a thing. Especially when they roll in cross-faction guilds, which I kind of expect to eventually be a thing. People out there are thinking, oh, what if that's part of 10.0? Maybe it is, but I wouldn't expect it to be. I think they're trying to feel out how this works out before they make too big of changes.
Do you think that, I was thinking to myself today, like, it wasn't shower thought, it was cooking thought, because I was cooking, but I was like, I feel like, do you think they might have to make, like, servers where people can opt into this? Because, like, how are you going to deal with, like, war mode? How are you going to deal with, like, reputations? Like, I don't know, it just seems like, I know it's very convoluted right now, and everybody who works at Blizzard is probably asking each other and themselves the same question. Like, this is what they get paid to figure out to do. But it's messy. Honestly, I think it's cool that they're jumping into it. I can't wait to see what we come up with. You know what I mean? But it also, I don't envy their job right now, like, at all.
Oh, definitely.
I would not necessarily want to stay up all night thinking about how to allow, you know, a Horde character to possibly be friends with certain Alliance characters and certain not, and what are they going to do with the cities and war mode? It's just going to be nuts.
Well, for now, what they're doing for the instance content, at least, is you are not considered friendly targets until you're in the instance. So if I'm on Vest and let's say this is after the faction change, so I'm undead, and I go to invite Aaron on, I forget what class it is, Booty ATW, I think that's his warrior. If I go to invite him to a group and he accepts, and I summon him, we can still fucking kill each other before we enter the instance, if we're in war mode, even if we're partied up. once guilds become a thing, that's where I wonder what they're going to do. Like, could
Yeah, I
you
think
theoretically...
I was kind of over jumping into the idea of guilds. I think a lot of players are doing that
Well, I
right
mean,
now.
that's the thought process. That's where you
Yeah.
go. But, like, you
Oh.
could theoretically be out there griefing your guildie like an asshole, and you'd probably get kicked for it, but...
I would
Jeez.
honestly, I think it would be funny. I would voluntarily take Gershom to get killed by like some guys in Unomas. Like, okay, let's cross faction raid, invite Gershom. I was like, you know what? Do it. Do it on stream. I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I also want to point out what we haven't said yet is, for now, at least until they do the guild thing, because that'll kind of undo it, this is entirely opt-in. Like, if you don't want to play, if you're Horde and you don't want to play with Alliance or vice versa, you really don't have to. Like, group finder stuff is not going to be... I'm sorry, the matchmaking automatic stuff, like if you automatically load into an unranked battleground or like fucking skirmish, that's what I'm looking for, or a heroic dungeon or normal dungeon queue, that's still going to be single faction, at least for now. And how people are going to do it is they'll invite people who they're friends with on the battle tag, or if they're part of a cross-faction WoW community. So you can completely ignore this for the like 4 people out there who are really mad about it. Yeah, you don't have to participate in it. You can choose to continue hating the faction, the other faction. And what I want to point out is something Ian Hazakostas said. No, I don't know if it was him. It was the blue post. I don't know who wrote the blue post. But this is what they said about it. At BlizzCon in 2019, when an attendee asked about cross-faction play, we responded at the time that Alliance and Horde separation is a pillar of what makes Warcraft, Warcraft. I'm trying to do an Ian voice. But upon reflection, that's an oversimplification. Alliance and Horde identity is what is fundamental to Warcraft. I shouldn't have done that in the Ian voice. Because the important part is the distinction between the conflict between the factions and the identity with the factions. So, yeah, I am on board with this. And that is why I am faction changing vested. Because I have always wanted to play Horde, but I have friends on Alliance. So I can do both. Yo, I'm happy.
I'm pretty happy with just the character balance that I have right now. I think I'm good where I'm at. I mean, we'll see. Also, like when it happens. Speaking of 9.2, Jesus, I think the M word might be the word right now.
Monkeys?
March?
Oh. I'm gonna stick with monkeys. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like the patch has got to be getting to a point where it's just about ready, right? I mean, it's been on the PTR a good while.
Yeah, I don't play PTR, so I have no idea, but I want to say it's been a couple weeks for sure.
Well, definitely more than a couple of weeks. It's been
2-3 weeks, right? At least.
On the PTR. Oh, it's been on the PTR like a month or 2.
Oh, shit. See? Yeah, I don't play PTR.
Anyway, Ian Hazakostas said more about this on IGN. I mean, in an interview with IGN. We're not really going to go into it because it's mostly stuff we've already covered. But you can check the Wowhead link to that in the notes. And you can go have a look-see yourself. Our last bit of news that I don't want to go into because people are really torn on it. So I'm simply just going to say it's a thing and not say my opinion. Boosting communities are now prohibited by Blizzard. First, we have to clarify that this only applies to like large organized, you could call them companies, even though, well, I guess they kind of are. Like if you go to a website and we're like, hey, we are abccarries.com. We work with all these people all over the servers, blah, blah, blah. Not like if you have a pretty good Mythic guild on your server that are selling Raid or Mythic Plus carries. That's still allowed, and you can still even advertise that, I think. Most people seem happy about this, though not all. I saw some people on Twitter happy. I saw some mad. I saw some that were sad about it. And Blizzard did later clarify that you can't go from one server to the next spamming your guild's carry advertisements on other servers. So it's not like, hey, Illidan, we on Kel'Thuzad have all these carries that we're selling. Come get them. So, I don't know. I honestly don't think I really have an opinion. I never really noticed the advertisement spam, but I also don't use a lot of group finder or trade chat. So I don't really know what I should feel about this, but I'm just reporting it. You know?
I keep trade chat hidden until like the only time I ever open up trade chat back is if it's like AOTC for like the end of the expansion. Sorry, I knocked my microphone. Then
I do it like every episode.
I'm gonna see, at that point how much it costs to, I may need to buy if there's a mount or something. I'm gonna buy it. That's how I got my I cheated. That's how I got that Drake that you want, the Twilight's Avenger.
No, I don't think that's what it's called. I think it's the Uncorrupted Voidwing.
Yep, that's it.
The
You're
N'Zoth
right.
Drake. The Twilight Avenger is the Islands.
The Islands one, yeah.
So
so I bought my run for that one.
And that's a sick looking mount. It's awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
So that is gonna do it for the news. Let's move on to the question of the week.
Question. The week.
So, last week we asked you, in this tricky period of WoW's history, what keeps you playing? If you're not playing, but you're still listening to WoW podcasts, what keeps you connected? We got an answer from Crucifix. All our answers today came from Discord. Crucifix says, Warcraft has always been a comfort game for me. I've played for so many years and know the maps and terrain so well, it feels like a place I could seamlessly live from day to day. And the amount of content available from mains to alts there is always something that I have available. There's always something available that I have to do work on. I think I
that was
butchered
Crucifix using. He was using no punctuation.
That's okay. You don't have to use punctuation. You do,
right.
Man.
It's the internet.
But
God,
we got what you meant. We got what you meant, man. There's always something to do.
Speaking of mans, we got Shanty Man. He says, and I don't think Shanty Man is playing WoW anymore.
He is not.
Quote me. Yeah, he's not.
He's moved on to Final Fantasy for now.
He says, I stay connected to the podcast scene because of all the vaguely, as quotes, he's vaguely gesturing at everything. Isn't any of their fault, and they are decent people I want to support. So basically he's saying that even though things at Blizzard are kind of shitty right now, that he feels like the podcast community, that's not us,
I like that answer because
I do too.
Shitty things are happening at Blizzard. And I don't want to speak for him, but I do think he said he would return to WoW once Bobby Kotick's gone. So now that we know Bobby Kotick's going to be gone, maybe we can have our Shanty Man back.
And if we're going to talk about Shanty Man, I do have to say, actually, so earlier I reflected on the fact that I had to get experience through exploring and mining. And for some reason, the first person I remember planting that idea into my head was Shanty Man. He said in one of the Discords somewhere that he planned to get a character to 60 on trade skills.
Yikes.
And I actually thought of him, I might do something like that someday. I could see myself doing a no combat challenge or something, just explore and gather. I don't know, but not right now. I'm still mount farming.
So we got more answers. We got the next one from, I am so sorry if I butcher this name. I don't know how to say it. Tajuria.
I
To
think it's
Junior Leah?
I think she goes to
Tajuria?
Jarlia. Oh
Anyway,
my god.
they say Warcraft has always been my favorite game. I love the look, story, and play style. I can always find something to do, and I know how to do it all, so it's a great game to zone out and escape reality. Which, speaking of reality, even with what's going on, I like to play to support the good people that help make this game part of who I am, and help me connect to new people like you guys, that's us, and the DNR crew. Hell yeah, go check out Do Not Relent. Good show. You want to read Aaron's?
Yeah, we got a shout out too, though. We did. Aaron says, I greatly enjoy WoW's world, aesthetics, and sense of accomplishment. Much of it has to do with me starting my journey a decade after the game launched, but it is the only game I know with enough depth that I feel like I always have a goal left to accomplish. It also features content that caters to a wide variety of skill levels, so I can do casual leveling stuff one day and sweaty mythic / rating content the next day. He's absolutely correct. Yep.
And what he is alluding to, for those who don't know, is he and Immune and Slide are Warlords of Draenor babies, or as they call themselves, Draenor darlings. They started playing during then, which until the last couple years was thought of as the worst expansion. And they loved it, and they're still here. So it is never too late to start playing this game.
We have, I think Cubby Bub is a fucking
Legion, I think.
BFA baby. Isn't she a BFA
really?
Baby? Yeah,
Kate.
I think so. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Cubby
Kate,
Bub,
tell us.
Yeah, let us know.
Vanderlyle says, the art and depth of the lore keeps me connected. I will always be interested in seeing where the story goes, but lately, playing WoW is like getting back with an ex. Yeah, I know it's not gonna last. I honestly, I felt like that for a while earlier in this expansion. Like, even when I was doing the show, like, Gershom can tell you guys that I wasn't all that jazzed about playing. I left off. But lately, playing WoW is like getting back with an ex. I know it's not gonna last, but it's comfortable and maybe it will be different. They've changed since the last time, and I'm not the same person either, but eventually my heart won't be into it, or they'll do something to push me away. Until the next time I open up the launcher and I get that classic feeling again. Damn, bro, that was bleak.
Vanderlyle's waiting for that little tingle. He wants to get the butterflies again.
That
I actually got some of those butterflies doing that exploration on my paladin just to level her. I thought that was fun. I was like flying through zones and I was like, oh yeah.
I've gotten that little excitement tingle when I was playing, when I started leveling Vest again, honestly. Like, I'm like, holy shit, this is the second oldest character on my account. I have so much history with this character.
I wish I had the same problem with my fucking rogue, who was my original main. I can't stand her no more. She's stuck at 53, and what I'm probably gonna do is level her through exploring and gathering, because I don't want to play her ever again. I don't like it. Shout out to Bentolas, my boasty. I love that you play that outlaw rogue, but I can't do this shit. I'm
so done. What about you? What's your answer for the question?
Basically, when I think about what keeps me coming back to the game, I honestly think about the fluidity and the flexibility of the entire universe. Honestly, like not just the game, but the Warcraft games, the World of Warcraft games, the comics, the books, everything that exists out there. It's an entire universe. And to be honest, I don't think it matters like what life is serving me at that point, or even like how old I am. Like, I've been playing this game for 16 years. When I started, I was 23 and I'm 39 now. Like, and it doesn't matter if I've been gilded, how old I am, what I'm doing. Like, there's just something breathtaking waiting to go on. I Jones on this game. Like, the times that, like, one time my laptop got stolen, I was like, oh my God. But like, yeah, and I couldn't play WoW. And I was seriously sad. Like when I can't play WoW, I listen to the song sometimes, totally nerdy. But yeah, just the fluidity and the flexibility and the kind of like eternal vibe of the game. Like I don't feel like it's ever gonna go away or leave me. And I love that it's always somewhere to be and just feel safe and feel like I'm having a nice time, you know?
Yeah. For me, it's the world and the characters and the stories that they tell us as we've been going on. Like, I mean, I've been playing since BC, but the most excited I have ever been for this game at any one time was when they announced Cataclysm. And the expansion itself notwithstanding, because we're not going to talk about that for now, but the fucking cinematic they put out where Deathwing is getting plates fucking bolted onto him, and then he just launches himself up. He's flying around the world, burning shit down, and it's this giant fucking dragon. I have never been more hyped. I'm like, oh shit! Oh
Did
shit!
Did you get the achievement where he breathes on you
And
when
you
he's
die,
like
yeah.
flying? Yeah, and you die. Did you get it?
Yeah, you can technically still get it if you go into Dragon Soul and you've never been killed by him and you die on that fight. You get it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I got it in the real way.
I think it's, yeah, me too. But I think it's only on Madness of Deathwing, not Spine. I don't remember for sure.
Ugh, I hate Spine. It's not worth my time.
But then the other thing that makes me connected to the game is thinking about who my characters are. I know that's not something everybody does, except like maybe role players, but I don't even role play. I just like to have some idea of, you know, their background. Like, for example, Vestin lived in Red Ridge with his parents, and then they had to go into Stormwind, and he was like 2 years old, so they pack him up and they take him with. They had to go for like supplies or something, and he was abducted, and the person who abducted him sold him into servitude to the Slaughtered Lamb, which is a sketchy little bar in the Mage District. And turns out he got warlock training there. And when he grew up, he's like, I gotta know who my parents are, man. So I'm gonna write this all down at some point. But basically what he eventually finds out is his last name is Pelswick. So Vestin Pelswick. That's how I keep the Pelswick.
I was just listening here with like my mouth half open, like this is the coolest story ever. Campfire Chronicles. Hey, you guys, if you have like any fun stuff to say to us, by the way, I know we've said this before, like question of the week and stuff. If you have any little piece of like headcanon or something you want to share or something that you think would be fun in the game or like a whisper, like you just want to tell us something, you can hit us up at all the places.
Yeah.
Willie's about to go over that, but we do love a little bit of theory crafting, storytelling, headcanons. We'll do it all. We'll read it on the show and it'll be awesome. So Send us in your thoughts.
All right, so new question. What event in Warcraft's history, the games or the books or even comics, I don't know. What event in Warcraft's history would you most want to see made into a big budget movie? Why that? Why that event? You can answer on Discord. Go to thrallsballs.com. It'll yeet you into the server. You can answer on Twitter at thrallsballspod or answer in email, thrallsballspodcast@gmail.com. Now, let's move on to our draft, and that is how we'll close out the day. How are we doing a draft without Bent? What? Relax, we got it covered. I'll explain in a second. So, I don't have a bumper yet. Still working on it. Last week, we drafted a heist team. Bentolas named his team the Bentolas Bandits, and he had Kil'jaeden, Deathwing, Gazlowe, Queen Ashara, and Nozdormu. I named my team Team Trucknuts 2 Electric Boogaloo, and my team consisted of Valyra Sanguinar, Lady Prester, Mal'Ganis, the Perky Pug, and Coppernut the Zeppelin Operator. Gershom's team was Primus 5, and she took Kel'Thuzad as a human before he was all, dead and shit. Draka as a living orc before she became the Necrolord Draka. Cordy, the little... what would you call him? He's like a little construct in...
He's a construct, yeah. He has like one eye and an arm on his face. It's a trip.
He is in Maldraxxus. And she also took Lady Vash and the Orcish Chopper Chauffeur. So we put out our poll. The final tally was Bent had 3 votes and Gershom and I both had 1. As the winner, Bent would have first choice this week. So how we're going to be doing that is Bent sent his picks ahead of time, and I loaded them up in a file and changed the font to Webdings, so that I wouldn't see what it actually says, so we can still keep that surprise element. So I'm going to be undoing them one at a time so we can see what his choices are. And in the event that he picked something that one of us already has, we just go to the next one. We've got it worked out. And that's how we're doing it next week, too. So the order is Bent, me, Gershom, Gershom, me, Bent. I've never called you that. I'm not doing that again. Gershom, I gave you the third position, so you would get 2 picks in a row. And I'm riding bitch again.
No, you're good. You can call me G. You can call me G.
I'll call you G. All right. Oops. See, the hard part about changing the font is not knowing where to stop. So Bent's first pick, it's honestly the clear first choice, is the Gallywix Pleasure Palace, which, perfect. He says gambling, liquor, more can you want? How many, do you want to do 4 zones? And let's do 4. Because 5.
Do 4?
Yeah, because 5 might be a little much.
Okay, we can do 4.
So then I'm up. So my first pick, it is my favorite zone in the game, and I can't fucking remember it. Help me. It's the leafy druidy zone in Legion, where Black Rockhold is, and the druid class.
It's on Azuna, right?
No, the one north of Azuna.
Oh, Valshara.
Valshara, yeah. I want Valshara, because it's a pretty zone.
It is actually very pretty there.
And you could set up like a wicked haunted house attraction in Black Rockhold. All right, Gershom, you have 2 choices. What are you taking?
Okay, so I'm gonna pick Grizzly Hills. I love camping, and I love like camping out and sort of like log cabin type stuff. And also I like that the Grizzly Hills has like a bunch of weird like rides. Like that's where you're gonna find the sled ride, the river ride down to the bottom of the zone. And then they also have the Rycruel boats that like swing across on a string, like an air trolley. They have that. Oh, and then they have elevators that go up like 27 million feet up to like the top of the cliff. So like overall, I think as like a kind of fun adventure, that would be cool. Like you'd see things from different perspectives, instead of walking around. And then the hiking and stuff is awesome too. It'd be cold, but it's like, it'd be fun, not too cold, like a fun, like low level sort of cold.
Yeah.
And then for my next one, I would actually like to go to Stormwind. I think Stormwind is like that version of come get the local flavor, like there's all kinds of weird little like shops and bars and inns and things to see, and I just think Stormwind would be like a fun kind of like a staycation. Like, okay, we can't afford to fly and go anywhere crazy, but let's just go to Stormwind and like hang out for a weekend. All right. I think that'd be fun.
So I'm writing Stormwind, but in parentheses I'm putting Elwyn, because I think in terms of like the in-game, I mean not in-game, in the world, Stormwind is considered part of Elwyn, right? I think.
Yeah, well then you could go to the Golden-Schauer Inn too.
Yeah. And
maybe mom and dad need to go hang out.
In that same vein, because we're talking about zones, I went back and wrote Ashara next to Bent's Gallywix Pleasure Palace, because that's in the zone Ashara, and we're picking whole zones. So you've got Grizzly Hills and Stormwind, Elwyn Forest kind of thing.
Yep.
We are going back up now. It's my turn. I'm gonna go with Oh, Moonglade. I'm going with Moonglade, because, like, fucking... When I started playing this game as my little baby druid, Moonglade was the first time I had felt connected to my class, because it was this place you go that was supposed to be only druids, and it was just so peaceful. So that is my second pick, is Moonglade. Ben's next pick, I undid the font. It said Grizzly Hills, so he already lost out on that. And then I was like, all right, what's his next choice? He wrote Stranglethorn Vale, and he said because it's a tropical paradise and it reminds him of a coastal African country with the wildlife and pretty waters. That's a solid pick. That's a solid pick. I'm not sure it would have been my pick, because there's a lot of things there that can kill you. It's basically Australia, but not really. So then he has a third pick. Let's just undo the font here and see what it is. Oh. Okay, so we're going to have to give him the whole ass zone of... the hell is the zone called? The zone Ironforge is in. The big snowy place.
Dunmurrow?
Dunmurrow. We're going to say Ironforge, in parentheses, Dunmurrow. So what he said about that is, nothing better than being in a snowy mountain by a giant fire with beer galore. That is a solid fucking pick and a solid fucking reason for it. All right, my third pick is going to be I'm gonna say, oh boy, Tiragard Sound, specifically Borealis, because Borealis is a bustling city. You know, I love it. It's honestly one of my favorite cities in the game ever. And it's coastal, and you can go on a boat ride. Borealis, specifically Tiragard Sound.
There's 2 gay mermaids hiding somewhere in the water.
There are 2 gay mermaids, and fucking Charm made a song about it. It's really good. Go on YouTube and type in "Where Have the Mermaids Gone?"
Oh shit! I had no idea.
Yeah, it was.
Check that out.
It was based on the book. I forget which book it was. What are your last 2 picks?
So I get 2 in a row, right?
Right.
All right.
And we're doing 4, so they're your last 2.
I pick the Verdant Cliffs in Azuna, which is basically just Azuna, but there are certain parts of the zone that have these very beautiful, like, kind of like forests that stretch right down into like big like beaches, and it just looks really cool. It's like you could do both, you know? Yeah, totally. Like go to the beach and then go into like the forest and have fun. Very just kind of like self-exploration area.
Cool. What is your 4th and final pick?
And then I'm picking the Timeless Isle because they have all different kinds of like Chinese food and booze and sake there, and I'm gonna go there. That will be like my place where I go to like eat and drink myself to death for a weekend.
So I'm torn between 2, and I haven't undone the font of Ben's picks yet, so I don't know for sure if they'll both come back, if either of them will be able to come back to my last pick. I'm gonna go with Jade Forest, because something about taking a vacation in a peaceful ass forest full of pandas who will kick ass if needed, and you can see cloud serpents flying through the air. It just sounds so remarkable and amazingly peaceful. Oh, wait, that wasn't.
Pandaria Holds is my most visually stunning expansion at this point.
Yeah. So I lost count and realized that this is my 4th pick, so I'm locking it in. I'm sticking with it. The other one was going to be Zuldazar, just because of, like, if you go past it, it looks so pretty. It looks like Hawaii. So let's see, what Bent's 1, 2, 3. So this is Bent's last pick. Oh. He says 1,000 Needles, the post-Cata version. Reminds him of Lake Havasu in Arizona. I have no idea what that is. But he's taking 1,000 Needles.
Lake Havasu City is like a really popular resort town in Arizona. It's like in the middle of the desert, but there's like one lake or something, and they built this whole like little, basically like resort town around it. I mean, people live there too.
Yeah. Oh,
but,
shit.
Yeah, it's like a very big like vacation destination for the Midwest.
So he actually wrote out like 15 picks because I just went and changed the font so I could read all of it. Honorable mentions here are Silver Moon, Ungaro Crater. He also put Zuldazar on there. Alterac, Echo Isles. To blaze a fat one with Rokan and Vol'jin. Nice. So, final picks are for Bent, the Gallywix Pleasure Palace, aka Ashara, Stranglethorn Vale, Iron Forge, aka Dunmoreau, and 1,000 Needles post-Cataclysm version. For me, it's Val'sharah, Moonglade, Borealis, aka Tierguard Sound, and Jade Forest. And for Gershom, it's Grizzly Hills, Stormwind, aka Elwyn, Azuna, and Timeless Isle. So those are the zones. The polls to see who won the draft are going to be live the same day you're hearing this. So if you go check for them on Twitter at ThrallsBallsPod or in Discord, thrallsballs.com, and you don't see them, hang tight. They'll be there that same day. Usually I am at work when the episode goes live, so I try to get the polls up on my lunch break, which is usually anywhere from like 11 to 2 o'clock Central Time. But that is going to do it for us at the show. Go ahead and follow us in all the various places. On Twitter, we are ThrallsBallsPod, at ThrallsBallsPod. I am at Wooly08. Gershom is at Hunter Gershom, Gershom. Bent is at Bentolas_outlaw, BENTOLAS. Email us at thrallsballspodcast@gmail.com. Leave a review for us at warcraftradio.com/directory. Hit Control F, type Thrall's Balls, and we'll pop up. But anyway, yeah. Bye, everybody. Be good. We love you.
Bye, swingers. Have a great week.